A major test for President Biden as members of his own party call for him to leave the race. But now there's a new poll showing signs of hope for the president. Dr. Lee Hanna from Wright State University joins us live this morning with what this all means for the race for the White House. Dr. Hanna, we appreciate you as always stopping by. So let's start with that news conference. Did his performance do anything to help him fight off the calls to step down?
Yeah, it was interesting. It reminded me of the Stephanopoulos interview where there was something for everyone. You know, for the doubters, there were a couple of really bad gaffes. And when he was asked about, staying in the race, I thought he turned, fairly defensive, kept leaning into the record and didn't really say anything forward thinking. When it came to the questions on his feed about international affairs, I think the people who support Biden saw a steady hand at the wheel, saw someone who still had very much command of international politics and of that conference itself. So kind of like Stephanopoulos, the people who want him out have their clips ready. The people who want him to stay have their clips ready. And in some ways, that's probably the worst case scenario for the Democrats because at this point, certainty and kind of everybody going in the same direction would be helpful.
Now, a new NPR PBS Marist poll is just out this morning. It shows Biden actually beating Trump in the polls, and Biden is doing about the same at a rate as Kamala Harris. Do you think trying to push Biden out could backfire against Democrats at this point?
That's always the risk, right? What I would say is that everybody has an opinion on Biden and Trump, and we have a pretty strong sense of how that's going to go. If he were to really be subbed in, and this goes from a hypothetical question to a legitimate response to how Vice President Harris or someone else works as a nominee, to me, I think it raises your ceiling. I think they could do much better than Biden. It may also lower your floor, though, right? Because with Biden, we kind of have all the information. With the others, we don't. I think the other variable, though, of course, is Biden can still have a night as bad as that debate. And that's the one thing that I think has Democrats very worried right now. And it does seem like, despite this poll looking okay, and we'll see kind of how Democrats respond, off the record, Democrats seem to just not like what they're seeing in the polls. Now, it might be in the crosstabs. They may be looking at black voters. They may be looking at young voters and saying this is not enough for us to carry Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, stuff like that. But I don't know if any poll at this moment is going to change the calculus that much. And even last night with that NATO summit, within a minute of that summit ending, 2 more Democrats came out on the record against him, one of them being the chair of the Intel Committee.
Now, how do we expect the Republican National Convention to play out next week? It starts on Monday. Trump is taking center stage again and is expected to announce his running mate.
Yeah, so Trump has been really quiet in the last 2 weeks. The news cycle has been completely focused on Democrats. Historically, the convention is your opportunity to kind of have a captive audience and to make your case to the country, for your platform. Certainly his VP announcement, everybody's very curious. That's going to get a ton of coverage. But you are going to have this kind of slow churn about what the Democrats are doing that could overshadow some elements of it. It'll be a good night or a big night for Ohioans, at least Ohio Republicans. I believe Bernie Moreno and Vivek Ramaswamy are definitely speaking. And then, of course, there's rumors that J.D. Vance is right there as the potential VP as well.
I know a lot of people, Republican or Democrats, feel like we're on a death march to November and hoping this was over a lot sooner than it will be. But, of course, we've got a lot more coming up here in the next couple of months. And as always, we appreciate you, Lee, for stopping by and helping us out.
Thanks, Nathan.